What I want to express to Mr. Yoho is gratitude. I want to thank him for showing the world that you can be a powerful man and accost women. You can have daughters and accost women without remorse.
Well, I was pretty brand new to Congress. I think I was maybe 3 or 4 months in, if I recall the date. We can check. And I was on the floor, and it was late at night. And when I heard Representative Young, he kept calling me young lady, and then he said, you don't know a damn thing about what you're talking about.
Deeply disappointed in my good lady from Washington. Doesn't know a damn thing what she's talking about.
And the majority leader, Paul Ryan's floor leader, came over to apologize to me. And I said, well, I appreciate that, but I want a public apology. And he looked at me and he said, oh, I don't think you understand. That's Don Young. Essentially implying that this was Don Young, this is just how he is. And I said, well, I don't think you understand. I'm Pramila Jayapal, and I want an apology.
Withdraw my offending words. And to the lady, I do apologize. I get very defensive about my state.
We've got this moment, and we don't want to squander it. We want to, paint that path, that optimistic path forward for everyone to see. And we do that by, making sure that these isolated cases aren't swept under the rug, but that they're used as learning moments for everyone. And also, a decision that we're not going to tolerate it anymore.
I was on the floor one time giving a speech, and Congressman Pascal, I think his name is, from New Jersey, he called me a wacko right in the middle of my speech.
Those constituents in my state of Arizona, what did you say, sir? Did you say I was wacko?
I'm talking to myself.
Oh, thank you, sir.
It's allowed.
We're so used to it. Conservative Republican women are used to being abused by the liberals. We're used to it. That's why I fight back, because I'm like, I don't give a darn what these people say anymore.
Do you think institutionalized sexism is a problem or still a problem in Congress?
No, I don't think it's institutional. I think it's, every person is different. There are some really, really great men, very respectful men in Congress on both sides of the aisle. And then there's some that aren't, just like women. We're all different, right? Some women are nasty, some women are nice.
People would be lying if they told you they've never seen those examples. Some of them implicit, some explicit, some more egregious perhaps than others, but yeah, it does happen. And I've always made it my habit to call it out when I see it, and I did with Mr. Yoho. I saw him in the halls and I expressed my feelings, and that's something I think we all have to take upon ourselves and do when we see it happening.
Can you tell us a little bit about that interaction with Congressman Yoho?
That's something that I think is appropriately between Mr. Yoho and me, but I expressed my disappointment. I expressed the fact that I thought an apology was imperative, and I let him know how I felt.
As I was going on to the floor, and it was, when I was a newer member of Congress, but the second time it happened, I had been here for a couple of years, but I was walking in with a male colleague, and they just looked at us together, assumed that we were a couple, and that he was the congressman, and that I was a spouse who was going onto the floor when it wasn't permitted. And when I came, there were members that we were told, don't get in the elevator with Tim. That should be the type of information that is brought to public attention, not a whisper campaign of how to keep yourself safe in the halls of Congress.
Because it was a culture, we just fought through it. We shook it off. We fought back when we had to. But generationally, as women evolve into positions of leadership, as we get more of our rights and freedoms, it's for that next generation. You know, the thing about Me Too, yes, it was for victims, but it was for that young woman like you who going in the workplace who don't have to endure a man commenting about her body or calling her baby and doing all those things. My expectation is more so for the next generation, putting that line in the sand. Hopefully we can move forward. This moment be marked in history, that it was on the record that this type of calling someone out of their name, especially a man to a woman, is unacceptable.